As we continue down the road to WrestleMania, let's make a pit stop into NXT's territory with Vengeance Day, which takes place this Saturday on PLE. There are currently 6 matches listed on the card, so without further ado, my name's Manlykefresh, and let's run down the 6 matches. So let's go! If any of you would like to be updated on any future videos I'm about to release, or just to follow me in general, you can follow me on X at www.x.com/manlykefresh. Right, let's kick off with my first prediction for this video in the North American Women's Champion, Fallon Henry, defending against the Queen Demon Princess in Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie, who has been on a roll taking out all other members in Fatal Influence, has finally got to the final boss in that faction. So she's taken out JCJ and she's taken out the other lady, I can't remember her name, and this one, Fallon Henry, who is the current champion. Now, I've said this before in other NXT prediction videos that NXT goes through a stage where when they start getting certain stars and they make them the vocal point, they're the ones that they'll focus on. And they did it with Obafemi and Trick Williams. They did it with Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker. And now they're doing it with Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. I feel Stephanie Vaquer is going to be a crowned champion come the end of this night. So my prediction will be Stephanie Vaquer to become the new North American Women's Champion, but it won't be without a battle. She's probably going to have to fight all 3 members of Fatal Influence, but as I said before, Stephanie Vaquer to become the new North American Women's Champion. Right, the long-awaited match of Javon Evans taking on former NXT champion Ethan Page will take place tonight on Vengeance Day. If you recall, just before the new year, Javon Evans came into the ring to try and give some encouragement back to Ethan Page, as Ethan Page was basically doing a Shawn Michaels, that he'd lost his smile, that he wasn't happy anymore. For only Ethan Page to do the unthinkable by stamping on the back of Javon Evans' head. I believe his head was in a steel chair, broke his jaw. Javon Evans is now looking for payback. These two will deliver a great match. Don't sleep on Javon Evans. Javon Evans he might only be 21, 22 years of age. That boy can move in the ring. He's very, very good. So I'm going to give a prediction that Ethan Page will count the stars tonight, giving Javon Evans the much needed win. I don't know if this rivalry is going to come to an end anytime soon, but my prediction is Javon Evans to win over Ethan Page. The NXT Tag Team Champions of Fraxium in Axiom and Nathan Frazier taking on the team of Josh Briggs and Yoshika Inamura. So Inamura and Briggs have been teaming up together since November, and they won the opportunity 2 weeks ago to fight the Tag Team Champions, and the Tag Team Champions now, you know, have been on a roll as of late. The only problem that I'm having with Axiom and Nathan Fraser is there are cracks. There's been cracks in their tag team for a very long time. So it's not a case of when, it's not a case of if, it's a case of when
one of the two turns on each other. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I feel like Josh and Yoshiki will beat the living daylights out of these two, but at some way down the line, I feel Fraxium will retain their championships. I think it's too early for them to break up now. Maybe a stand and deliver, but for now, Fraxium to retain their tag team championships. Right, Julia, who is a current NXT Women's Champion, will be doing the unthinkable by defending her championship against three potential women who could actually defeat her in their former NXT Women's Champion in Roxanne Perez, Roxanne's associate former best friend in Cora Jade, and in the legend in Raw's Bayley, who is a former NXT champion in her own right. So initially this was supposed to be a triple threat match where Roxanne Bayley was supposed to go head to head with Julia, but then this past NXT, Cora Jade interjected herself into the rivalry. In fact, she interjected herself 2 weeks ago, but officially became part of this match when Ava decided to make it a fatal four-way. Now, there are so many elements to this match that I could cover, but I'm just going to go straight to the basics. Roxanne Perez, really, I don't think she's going to be on NXT for much longer. So I don't feel this match is probably going to be her coup de grace. Bayley's there to try and elevate the division by adding her a factor to it. So ultimately, it's going to be a case of if Julia can retain her championship. And I feel like because Cora Jade has some issues with Masha Slamovich in TNA, I feel like as it stands right now, they're going to give Masha the opportunity to beat Cora Jade, or Cora Jade to take the championship from Masha Slamovich. I think her NXT Women's Championship opportunity will be put on hold for now. So for now, Julia will win and retain her championship at Vengeance Day.
Right, the former NXT champion in Trick Williams will have his hands full with the Native American warrior in Eddy Thorne in a strap match. So I believe the rules in this strap match are you have to be strapped to your opponent, and I think, do you have to touch all four opponents? No, I think no, that's it. You just basically are attached to your opponent with the strap, and then you just have to literally beat the hell out of each other with the strap, and then the person who gets a pinfall will win the match. So obviously this match came about as Eddy Thorne has been focusing on Trick Williams after he lost to Obafemi, even though it was Obafemi that took Eddy Thorne out of the Iron Survivor Challenge back in December. So Obafemi could go into that match. He's still been more focused on Trick Williams when he should really be focused on Obafemi, but I feel like he wants the spot that Trick Williams has right now. Trick Williams is destined to become a #1 contender at some point for whoever's going to be the NXT champion after the next bout, which I'm going to mention. But in regards to that, Eddy Thorne believes by taking out Trick Williams, he can get that step closer to having another shot at the championship. But I'm afraid Eddy Thorne, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think tonight's match will go to Trick Williams. Trick Williams will extract his revenge on the beatdown that he got from Eddy Thorne 2 weeks ago in NXT with that strap, and Trick Williams will get the win. And it's time for the main event. We have the Nigerian beast in the NXT champion, Obafemi, defending his championship against two Raw superstars in the former inaugural WWE Tag Team Champions Austin Theory and Grayson Waller in A-Town Down Under. So, how is it that these two have challenged Obafemi for the richest prize in NXT? Well, we can blame the Rock's daughter for that, Ava. Ava, this has interjected these two into the match. But I feel there is more to this. I feel because of how busy the main roster is right now, these two, as an A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, have been put into NXT so we can slowly see the breakup of both of them. We've already started seeing it already when Grayson Waller declared that he was going to become the next NXT champion, and Austin Theory took exception to that, so that could work in Obafemi's favour. So there are other factors we need to take into consideration here as well, is the fact that Obafemi is also a dominating figure in triple threat matches. He has never lost in a triple threat match. In fact, he thrives in triple threat matches. So for that reason, as well as the reason that A-Town Down Under are slowly being set up to break up, I'm going to give the Obafemi the win. Obafemi to win and retain his NXT championship. With all my predictions now covered, stay tuned for my final thoughts. With Ricky Starks finally debuting in WWE, is that the name they're going to call him, as they didn't mention his name this past week on NXT? And will he remain on NXT? Only time will tell. Congratulations to Roxanne Perez for beating the record for the longest active person in a female Royal Rumble match ever, and is NXT star. Congratulations to her. Speaking of NXT, well done to Gulia, Stephanie, Lash Legend and Jada Parker for showing the main roster what NXT is all about in the Royal Rumble. With the Elimination Chamber around the corner, could we see any NXT stars in the Elimination Chamber, men or women? Maybe not the men, but what about the women? With Austin Theory and Grayson Waller currently looking like they're staying on NXT for a little bit during WrestleMania season, when will this breakup between the two of them actually happen? And finally, with the WWE cuts happening, unfortunately we lost a few stars in Duke Hudson and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Wish them all the best in the future. Before you guys leave, kindly do me the greatest honour by subscribing to my YouTube channel by clicking on subscribe, and by following me on my only social media platform of X at www.x.com/Manlykefresh, where you'll be updated with any future videos which are about to come out, whether it be my wrestling videos or my gaming videos or my top 20s. So until next time guys, see you at the next video, look after yourselves and take care. Bye bye.